So hi, I am Balaji Srinivasan. I am a professor here at Wadhwani School of AI, also at Mechanical Engineering at IIT Madras. I work in the area of scientific simulations and how to accelerate them using AI. My area of expertise is in what is known as scientific and engineering simulation. I have been doing this for the last 20-25 years. And one key factor that remains in scientific simulation is that by nature it is really slow, it is compute intensive. And back in 2015, when AlphaGo, etc., happened, a lot of people in the world started thinking whether what was done for chess could be done for scientific simulation too. So that's what led me to AI. Okay, of course, all three, but research freedom is immense. There are exceptionally talented students, but that's true of practically every department here at IIT Madras. One of the special things about AI now, and of course, Wadhwani School of AI, is by nature its scale of impact is huge. So that's the part that excites me most about being here at WSAI. Okay, so this is true again of every professor here. We have a combination of factors. Of course, we all code, we personally code, and we mentor students who code, meetings, etc. But typically in a day, I spend a lot of time with the students, and I spend some time trying to study this field myself because it's a very fast moving field. So, of course, I do some personal coding also. So, that's what a typical day looks like. Okay. One of the many projects that we are doing is what we internally call the Veruna project. It's a project which is supposed to accelerate India's independence in scientific simulation. So there was a recent report even in Swarajya about how dependent we are even from anything from launch vehicles to chip design. A lot of what happens internally in India in research labs and national labs is that we have simulation tools that depend on foreign generated tool packages. So we are trying to generate something that's based on AI and it scales well and it will work across India's research ecosystem. Okay, honestly, I don't manage it very well. So we we all work very long hours. A typical professor here works 70 to 80 hours. So it's very much like a corporate job, but we have a lot of freedom on when we land up and what projects we take responsibility for. Of course, the scale of impact, as I said earlier, is what really energizes us. The fact that we can have a massive impact on a large amount of society. Whenever a student makes a breakthrough, rather than any breakthrough that we make personally, whenever we see that a student has leveled up, has understood something that they didn't understand earlier, or they themselves see the scale of the impact that they can have, that's what excites me most in a typical day. So this happens almost on a daily basis. Okay, either somebody from the industry contacts us, or we see various work done by the students or faculty members. So I'm collaborating with Professor Ganapati on medical images, and there are other people who are working on physical AI, robotics, civil engineering. So we always come up with something new and something exciting, especially since it's a developing field. So this happens almost on a daily basis. Okay, I think that's a hard question because I think everybody is talking about everything related to AI. I think sort of a surprising factor is I am really positive about the impact it's going to have. I do not think jobs will decrease, jobs will increase. This has always been the case with any large scale industrial revolution. Whether it is the advent of photography instead of painting, it always leads to new artistic developments. I think code, mathematics, simulations, all of these will be seen now more as art rather than as precise fields. So I think we are going to look at an explosion of democratization as well as utility across the board. So that's something that I'm hoping for. Okay, I would tell them not to panic. So I think it looks like the field is moving too fast. This is true even for faculty members. Even great researchers feel that nobody needs to feel that they can master the entire field or even keep up with the developments. But luckily, AI itself helps us keep up with AI. I also think that they should straddle both worlds. Some people either try to get too much expertise in the basics and not enough in the applied part, or too much in the applied part but not enough in the basics. Both our curriculum and everything that we emphasize at IIT Madras takes both as equally important. So I would recommend that they do both. Do not ignore the mathematics because it does not seem practical, and at the same time, do not ignore the coding part or the application part just because it seems like you should first build the theory before you need to learn how to practice. Okay. I think as a faculty member, we don't have too many unexpected things. Usually, it's research breakthroughs that bring us happiness. Of course, discussing over a casual cup of coffee any piece of research or any piece of progress with our colleagues is always fun. But really speaking, as I said earlier, research breakthroughs made by students are what make it all worthwhile. Okay. As faculty members here, we straddle a lot of fields simultaneously. So typically, the impression about a faculty member is either he or she is very, very theoretical. That's absolutely not the case with people here. There are people working on transportation, both at that end as well as optimization. So people you will see here are faculty members are experts across the board, not just in theory but also in practice. That's one unexpected thing that people don't expect of faculty members.